and that's where we feel like we can give a hand with. How I got into this, there was Wooden was considered to be closed. I don't know if people are familiar with that, but there was an elementary school in Woodinville that was up for closure. And I started going to some of the meetings and participating in some of the discussion with the Wooden community. And quickly became concerned with the board's lack or unwillingness to talk with us. We tried several times to have meetings. Many people here in our group that we tried to talk with the board, and they just simply refused, and we were frustrated by that process. And the more we got into it, the more the reason that they wanted to close Wooden was for financial reasons, and that also led down a path of studying the financial side of the school district. So that's what kind of lit our fuse. And also in the discussion was, at our stage in life with our young kids, that we realized that the school board had more power over our families than any other government agency does out there. And that was a little bit concerning to be in a position where we weren't even able to participate in the discussion. So that's a bit about myself. One of the things about running for the election, the Woodinville area and Bothell and Kenmore has 75,000 voters, and that's a pretty large number. Julia, I represent District 5, which is out in Woodinville, but the entire population of those three communities vote. So there's 75,000 people that we're marketing to. We think that it's going to take at least 20,000 votes to be successful in the campaign, and that's a big number. That said, we're feeling confident. The energy is really good with the campaign, and we're just looking to try to expand our network today. And we've got sign-ups over there. Two things: we're looking for people to take a sign, and we've been told that the most effective way to market the campaign is to put signs in people's yards. So that's one thing, and then the second is just trying to get on the email distribution list and get the name out there as best we can. So I think Julia was going to say a few things. We'll be here for questions if anybody has anything.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Todd. I hope you understand how hard this is for both Todd and I. We are not the kind of people that like large amounts of attention. So thank you so much for being here and supporting us. This is great. There's nothing that makes this job easier than just thank you. Than knowing how many people are behind us and believing what we're trying to do. I want to talk a little bit about school board position. It is an unpaid position. It's 100% volunteer, so it is a bit of a time commitment. And so, as Todd said, we're doing this because this is important to us. We've got kids that are in the district, and this is something that needs a lot of attention. Once we are on the board, both of us are in agreement that we want to stay connected with the communities. We really take seriously that we would be representing you. I've talked with a lot of you today about some of the issues and concerns you have and great ideas. That would continue once we would be elected to the board because, again, we'd be representing you, and it's hard to know the best way to do that unless you stay in communication with us. So, a little bit about myself. I've got two children. They're at Canyon Creek Elementary. I've got a 5th grader and a 6th grader. One of them's here somewhere. Started off, I was a journalist for a few years and in public relations, went back to school to be certified to teach, and I've taught mostly secondary English, 7th grade English, and done a lot with alternative ed, incarcerated youth and at-risk youth. Right now I'm currently working as a substitute at Edmond School District, as well as I'm a PTA president at Canyon Creek Elementary. Yeah, PTA is a great step into a school board because you are working quite a bit as an advocate for kids. So I hope to foster that relationship with PTA. One thing I would like to do once on the board is open up those relationships. There's a lot of organizations that can do a lot to really help our kids, whether it be through youth or through academics. PTA is an example. Youth sports organizations are an example. I know a lot of different organizations and businesses step forward to try and save Camp Casey. The school board was not even interested in entertaining, and that's upsetting to me. When you have a community as active and as involved as ours, we've got an amazing group of parents and businesses right here, and we need to turn around and look out and see ways to utilize them for the good of our kids. And I know all of you understand that. I know all of you are involved in different groups, and you know how strong soccer or all the different activities around Northshore are. Myself, I got involved with the school board just out of curiosity and interest. I'm an avid, almost too much of a volunteer. I tend to volunteer for almost anything. And so started attending school board meetings just out of interest. Was really concerned about the lack of communication between the people that went to the meetings and the school board. If you've been to a meeting, you know you're allowed to stand up, talk for 3 minutes, and you sit down. There's no real dialogue in between the people and the school board. There's definitely a separation, and both Todd and I would like to break down some of those walls and so that you feel more a part of your school board, because they represent you. And as Todd said, there's no governmental agency that has a stronger effect on you and your children. Some of the things school board does, they are the final approval of the district budget, curriculum. There are curriculum committees, but they are the ones that make final approval. Boundary changes. Everything that's affecting your kids on a daily basis, some way the school board is involved. Is involved with.
Our school rocks, right?
One other thing, I want to tell you a little bit about who we're running against. So Todd and I both are from different parts of the district, but you're all able to vote for both of us. I'm running against Sue Busky, who's been in office for 1 term. Todd's running against Kathy Swanson, who has been in office for 2 terms. While Kathy's been in office, of the 8 years she's been there, 7 years she's been the president. And on the school board, the board itself elects its own president, and it is the president that sets the agenda and does most of the meeting with the district officials. She would be meeting with the CFO over the budget and issues like that. And then Sandy Hayes is the 3rd one. She's running unopposed. Are there any questions?